Thank you so much, Madam Chair, and thank you for your leadership. Today is an important day in this subcommittee as we mark up legislation to enhance the security of Americans' ports and waterways. Securing our ports and waterways should be a priority for all members of this committee, as it is an essential part of Homeland Security. With that in mind, I'm pleased that the measure before us includes provisions and input from members on both sides of the aisle. For example, the measure includes a provision authored by Representative Handsome Clark to enhance the use of unmanned aerial vehicles, the UAVs, on the northern border, which is, I know it's something important to Madam Chair also. It also includes additional provisions to ensure the effective and the efficient procurement and use of UAVs and other air marine assets by the Department of Homeland Security. As someone who has long championed UAVs for the Homeland Security purposes, especially in the southern border with my friend Mr. McCall, I'm encouraged that the legislation focuses on improving DHS use of these important tools. Similarly, as a member who has emphasized reducing waste and inefficiencies in government, I strongly support the provisions to improve the procurement of maritime security assets and save taxpayers' dollars. I also appreciate the Chair including a provision authored by Representative Loreto Sanchez to require Coast Guard to analyze and report to Congress on the threat level and the possibility of a small vessel attack on U.S. vessels, ports, and maritime interests. Furthermore, the amendment in the nature of a substitute includes provisions to improve transportation work identification credentials program, which has experienced programs from its inception. I appreciate that the General Lady worked with the Democrats on the subcommittee to include provisions similar to those authored by Ranking Member of the full committee, Mr. Thompson. These provisions will help prevent a TWIC renewal crisis that, unless action from the top of the DHS is taken, will result in thousands of port workers being forced to undergo the expense and hassle of securing new biometric credentials, despite the fact that DHS has failed to live up to its end of the bargain by issuing a final biometric reader regulation. Without biometric readers deployed in our ports, the credential fails to live up to its security potential and is essentially an expensive flash pass. Provisions with this ANS will direct DHS to examine ways to extend the validity of existing TWICs until such time as the readers are deployed. In the event that DHS determines that extending the lives of cards in the field is not possible, the Department is directed to ensure that cost of renewing a TWIC credential is reduced to the maximum extent possible. Additionally, the ANS keeps the pressure on DHS to promulgate the final regulations of biometric readers by stating that if DHS fails to do so by the end of June of 2014, port workers who would otherwise be required to renew their cards will be relieved of that obligation until such time as the final rule is issued. As a whole, the legislation before this subcommittee will help the Department better secure our ports while reducing inefficiency and waste. I'm proud to be an original co-sponsor of this bill as introduced and urge my colleagues to give it their full support. Again, I thank the General Lady for her willingness to include Democratic priorities in the measures being considered today, and thank her for upholding this important markup and for her bipartisan support. I appreciate this bipartisan nature of this process so far, and it will continue working hard with the chair and her staff and the members of the committee, and I look forward to continuing that spirit today. Again, I yield back the balance of my time.
I thank the